Shifting focus now to the United States, its president seems to be suffering from economic dementia. Let me explain this. On Wednesday, the 81-year-old president of America, Joe Biden, passed a judgment on why Asian giants like India, China, Japan are, according to him, stalling economically. He says that it's because these countries are quote-unquote xenophobic, meaning prejudiced against people from other countries. You heard that right. Joe Biden, who is seeking a second term in office, said this at an event marking the start of AANHPI Heritage Month. It stands for Asian American, Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander. Arguing that immigrants have made the U.S. stronger, Biden said that the alleged anti-immigrant attitude in Asian countries is the reason for the economic troubles. Biden, who is up against Republican candidate and ex-president of the U.S., Donald Trump, has often criticized him for his anti-immigrant rhetoric. While Trump blames immigrants for America's problems, Biden claims to have taken a more humane stance on the issue. Now, quick question here. Who is going to tell him about the criticism he is facing at home over immigration? Is America under the Biden administration really immigrant-friendly? Do we need to remind Biden about the thousands of migrants stranded at the Mexican border without food and shelter? Do we need to explain how inhumane U.S. policies have fueled this unprecedented situation at America's border? I won't answer that. I'll let the pictures on your screen do the talking. Biden's voters know this. A recent poll, in fact, revealed that Americans rated immigration as the top problem. A very small percentage of Americans expressed approval for the way Biden dealt with the border issue. This is yet another example of America acting like the model police of the world. We've seen it play out a number of times. Still, if the U.S. president is so convinced that economies like India are struggling, let's do a quick fact check here. According to the International Monetary Fund, India will see 7.8% GDP growth this year. In fact, the IMF noted that economic activity in Asia outperformed expectations in the second half of 2023, despite challenges. And here's more. While the U.S. economy grew at the slowest pace since 2022 in the last quarter, the Indian economy grew by 8.4%. Reports suggest that the U.S. economy looks like it is in a recession. Despite the Wall Street's upbeat outlook, a downturn is evident in America's weakening job market. Lower payrolls, layoffs, unemployment have inched higher in recent months. Let's not even get into the ballooning U.S. debt levels. It's at a record high of $34.5 trillion. Yes, the U.S. remains the undisputed heavyweight, but the Indian economy is doing incredibly well. It has twin advantages of a young and large population. It is the fastest growing major economy in the world. It is expected to become the world's third largest by 2030. It is poised to surpass China and the US by the end of the century. More importantly, it certainly does not need lectures from the US on anything, let alone immigration. After all, India is a champion of Atiti Devo Bhava. It's Sanskrit for the guest is God. Joe Biden has himself experienced this firsthand whenever he has visited India. The question is, did Joe Biden score a self-goal by talking down to some of America's closest allies? To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.